Today I'm going to try an aspirin mask. For the past several weeks, I've been absolutely obsessing about my large pores. And I didn't really notice it until I started obsessing about my skin. And I think I actually have like really large pores here on my nose and right here. And those are the areas that are causing me lots of problems. I also have some right up here in my right in between my eyes, as well as like up here, then also like here and here. So I am going to do a DIY aspirin mask and show you how to do it. I have my makeup on right now, so I'm going to go and take my makeup off and then get the ingredients and show you how to put together the mask itself and show you how to do it, and then we'll see the results together to see if it actually works. See you in a minute. So I now have a clean face, nothing else on it, and the ingredients, which are supposed to be very simple. Okay, aspirin. Aspirin, the regular Walgreens aspirin, $3.99. I bought it today, and it's uncoated, like everybody says it's supposed to be. So I've got the aspirin. Then second ingredient is honey and water. Just a little bowl and something to mix stuff with. So we've got aspirin, honey, water, and a little bowl. So I have, so the first thing you're supposed to do, I have 8 aspirin. First thing you're supposed to do is wet the aspirin down so they begin to melt. You can either dip your finger in water like this and just put little drops on the aspirin. Just touch them and get little drops. But because I'm here, I'm actually just going to take my water bottle that I keep on my makeup counter, and I am going to spray the aspirin down. And then we wait a few minutes, not very much water, just wet them so they start to melt. But you want them to kind of keep grainy, and you want them to be uncoated so that they do absorb the water and break down a little bit faster. So I'm going to give this a minute and I'll start to crush them. Okay, so it's been about 3 minutes and the aspirin are falling apart. You can kind of see how they're crushing apart. And I'm not very good at maneuvering this on this camera, so I apologize. I'll get a real camera sometime if I keep doing these videos. But it's all mashed up, all in little pieces. It's not too wet. It's like a powder. So far so good. That was easy. Still a few chunks in there, so maybe I didn't put quite enough water in, but I'm sure it'll break down. Then, so I have this powder, and I'm supposed to take the honey and pour probably about 2 tablespoons in. So I'm just going to drip enough in so that it looks like enough to wet it down and get a good mask. So let's see. I'm not being scientific on my measurements, but everybody says you don't have to be. Okay, so I think I have it mixed up well enough. Looks good. Now I think I can just apply this with my fingers. I think it's going to be sticky because of the honey, but we'll see. Feels a little grainy, which is good. It's supposed to have amazing exfoliation properties. So I'm going to put this on my skin. I'm kind of doing it backwards because I'm in the camera, so I'm going to go over here and look in the mirror where I can figure it out a little bit better. I'm not backwards. Alright, so I'm done fussing. I'm going to leave it on for 8 minutes and we'll see what happens. Okay, it's been 7 minutes and I'm going to wash it off. You're in my bathroom now. Um, it stayed in place okay. It dripped a little bit and I fussed with it a little bit. I think you're supposed to like be able to like relax when you have a mask on, like you're having some sort of spa treatment. But I don't really do that. I just kind of obsess and futz with it, and I put it over, made sure that it was on the dark spots and everything. So what I'm supposed to do now is wash my face. I'm gonna try it with a little bit of water first instead of face wash and see how the honey goes. But you're supposed to use a little bit of water and then rub the aspirin in like you're exfoliating. So I'm gonna do that, and you won't see the whole thing because of my camera. But I'll keep checking back in with you, and then I'm going to edit this as necessary so it's not too long, but let's see how it goes. Water. Okay. Cup it in my hands and get my face wet. See how that works? I don't know how the water's going to mix with the honey, so. Oh, it mixes okay. Alright. Now it's very grainy, which is good. Because then you get the whole exfoliating effect, and it feels very rough on my skin, so I'm going to do it pretty gently. And I'm just going to massage all around as if I'm doing an exfoliating scrub. I'm going to go gently under my eyes here, very gently off. I'm going to really exfoliate all the areas that are my biggest concern. It is it's like sandpaper though. So I am going very gently, much more so than I do when I exfoliate with a regular store-bought exfoliator. But it's mixing with the water pretty well. Again, concentrating on those areas where the pores are largest, so I make sure that I clean them out and get any benefits from the aspirin if they're there in the major parts. Actually, must say that I can almost see, maybe I'm just imagining it, but I can almost see a refinement in my pores even as I rinse it off. That would be amazing. It's starting to feel really rough on my skin, so I'm just going to go ahead and wash it all off. I think maybe I've exfoliated enough. It's a little hard and messy to get off, I'm finding. So I'm going to take a washcloth and just pat it off, because it actually kind of hurts a little bit because it was so grainy. So I want to make sure I get it all off. I don't know if you can see a difference. I'll take us back in to where the lighting was the same and then do a comparison. Okay, so back in the same lighting. It actually, my skin feels really nice. It feels very soft. I'm not sure, I'm not sure if I see, a lot of refinement in my pores, but I do see a little improvement. I did take some HD photos with my iPhone because this is not HD. So I will post those along with this because I think the HD camera will probably pick up any changes better, and I'll be able to do a side-by-side comparison. My skin usually feels pretty dry by this time if I don't have moisturizer on, and it does feel a little bit tight, but it doesn't feel dry. It feels kind of firm. I think I do notice some improvement in the under eye darkness. But again, we'll have to do kind of a side-by-side and see, because I can't figure it out unless I do a side-by-side, and I don't want it to be my imagination. But I have kind of like a nice pinky color that just might be from the exfoliation, and my face feels good. But is the one application enough? I can't tell really quite yet. I think there is some refinement, but that just might be from washing. I did actually use the face wash to get everything off, the MAC face wash, to keep everything equal and to get it off. It was hard to get off. My face did feel a little bit sticky with just plain water, so I think if you use your regular cleanser on it, you'll have better results. Okay, so I just put products on. I'm using the Selexi Enhancer Sea Silk Oil-Free Moisturizer, which I've been using for a while now. This is another skin test I'm doing. And a couple of other products that I can go into at some other time. But I must say, the products are going on my skin like they've never before. I mean, my skin is just drinking it up, and the texture of my skin is amazing. I've really never felt it like this before. So, we'll see about the pore reducing after I do this for a while, but I did want to just insert this little bit because I did the product application off camera, thinking that it wouldn't really make a difference, but it made a huge difference. The texture of my skin is phenomenal, and putting on the products was amazing. I've never felt it like that before. They just glided over the skin and really smoothly, and it was pretty amazing. So I did want to add that part to it, just so you didn't miss out on that, because that was a huge benefit. That was like actually amazing. So that was fun, and I actually think that I will try this, 2 or 3 times. Maybe once is not enough. I've heard of people using it for like a week, people with severe acne and need to keep their pores clean. And I will check back in. I'll do video 2 after I do 3 or 4 washes with it. I don't want to do it too much, but we'll see if there's any kind of lasting result. And I'm going to do it exactly the same way. If my skin starts to feel too dry, I might put some avocado in it, but we'll see. So I will check back in and give you more results. Thanks for watching this first time around.